The Yanks reintroducing their new acquisition to the public at a news conference today. Manager Joe Torre and team captain Derek Jeter on hand to welcome the man many consider to be the best baseball player there is, presenting him with his new pinstripe jersey, number lucky 13.
I've come to a point in my career where winning is the most important thing. Aside from all personal accolades, I think I've done a lot there, but winning is the most important thing. And being a New York Yankee and the history and the present and the future, I think it provides you an opportunity when you drive to the ballpark every day that you actually have an opportunity to win and win big, hopefully in October.
Well, that's a good-looking cap you've got on there, A-Rod. When asked what he had to say to Boston fans who thought he'd be wearing Red Sox uniform this year, Rodriguez said they can still catch him on the field whenever the Yankees come to town.
Manager of the Red Sox yawning.
Alex Rodriguez is drilled, and he says something to Bronson Arroyo. And we know what he said. Here we go. Varitek and A-Rod going at it. Schilling is right in the middle of it. Now another fight off to the side. Millar is in it. Nixon is in it. Down to the right. And it was Sturtz. That's who Millar and Nixon got into it with, today's starting pitcher. It's going to take forever to get this thing straightened out.
Well, Sturtz, the starting pitcher, and obviously both benches will be worn. The manager and the pitcher gone. Sturtz is bleeding from the left ear. In hockey, it's the two combatants. No one else is allowed into the fight.
That's Gabe Kapler.
Right.
Kapler and Sturtz, I believe, were the two that...
Off the end of the bat. Arroyo. The ball gets loose. It's down the right field line. Jeter coming all the way around. It's a one-run game. And now we're going to have an argument as Francona comes out of the dugout.
He swatted the ball out of Arroyo's head.
If it's in the process of running to first base, that's one thing. If he intentionally swatted it with one hand or one arm or the other.
Now the umpires for the second time tonight are going to get together and see if anyone else saw A-Rod swipe it out of the glove of Arroyo.
I think he's out.
He should be out.
Yeah. Because that is clearly, as Arroyo puts the ball in the glove, the left arm came down. No.
That's not, as you said, Tim, in the process of running. That's trying to knock the ball out.
Right. That's clearly with one purpose in mind, and that's to knock the ball out of the glove.
For the record, have you ever used steroids, human growth hormone, or any other performance-enhancing substance?
No.
Have you ever been tempted to use any of those things?
No.
You never felt like, this guy's doing it, maybe I should look into this too. He's getting better numbers, playing better ball.
I've never felt overmatched on the baseball field. I've always been in a very strong, dominant position. And I felt that if I did my work, since I was rookie back in Seattle, I didn't have a problem competing at any level. So, no.
What's your reaction to this investigation?
Katie, you put him in a tough spot. I mean, these are guys that I play with. They're my teammates, friends. If anything comes of this, it would be extremely disappointed. and it would be a huge black eye on the game of baseball.
It sounds like this is rampant. According to the Mitchell report, every single club has a player using banned substances. Did you ever witness or hear about or even suspect this was going on?
You hear a lot of things. I mean, I came in the game in 1993, and you heard whispers from the 80s and 90s, but I never saw anything. I never had raw evidence, and quite frankly, I was probably a little bit too naive when I first came up to understand the magnitude of all this.
Given this controversy, Alex, who do you think has the real home run record? Barry Bonds at 762 or Hank Aaron at 755?
Well, I think Barry Bonds, he has 762. I mean...
but he has an asterisk next to his name.
Does he? Not yet.
Well, in
Right?
the minds of many, he does.
You know, the federal government is going to make up their decision on that. Barry's had a phenomenal career. I've really enjoyed watching him play, but he's innocent to proven guilty.
One day after a blockbuster Sports Illustrated expose reported Rodriguez tested positive for steroids in 2003.
There was a certain belief that Alex was one of the clean ones. Even his critics in the past have said, well, at least Alex is steroid free.
That shows that he's a hypocrite, a liar and a hypocrite.
But amid the surprise and disappointment, questions remain. Victor Conti, whose Balco lab was raided and is at the center of the Barry Bonds steroid case, says he knows where the leak came from.
It's not a coincidence. I believe that the timing is very much an indication that these leaks are coming from the government.
Rodriguez's 2003 drug sample, along with 103 others, were seized by the government in 2004 as part of the investigation into Barry Bonds. The results were not supposed to be disclosed, and the players' names never revealed.
Speaks to a breakdown in the system. This was supposed to be confidential. It was an agreement between the Players Association and Major League Baseball.
Rodriguez's drug test came at the height of his career. In 2003, he was named the American League Most Valuable Player and led the league in home runs. Despite this weekend's revelation, he still has his defenders.
I've never seen a player who works harder than Alex Rodriguez.
Longtime Yankee announcer John Sterling says Rodriguez may not be the one who deserves punishment. People who brought this information out that was supposed to be sealed, what do you think should happen there?
They ought to go to jail, is what I think.
Prosecutors and the Players Union are in court over whether the list will be admissible in the case against Barry Bonds. The panel in San Francisco held a hearing last December on that very issue, and a decision is expected soon. Russ?
Okay, Bianca, thank you very much.
Alex Rodriguez speaking for the first time about his reported positive test for steroids back in 2003. He sat down with our Peter Gammons just moments ago at his home in Miami.
Alex, this weekend, Sports Illustrated reported that in 2003, you tested positive for testosterone and an anabolic steroid known as primobolan. What's the truth?
When I arrived in Texas in 2001, I felt an enormous amount of pressure. I felt like I had all the weight of the world on top of me, and I needed to perform at a high level every day. Back then, it was a different culture. It was very loose. I was young. I was stupid. I was naive. And I wanted to prove to everyone that, I was worth, and being one of the greatest players of all time.
Alex Rodriguez. For 15 seasons, I know above everything else, you are a huge baseball fan, and for 15 seasons, you were on the other side of the television set watching guys up here. Just for a minute, take this moment in.
Okay.
What are those emotions stirring inside you right now?
Well, I couldn't be more proud of these guys. I know that when a lot of people running the other way, my teammates, coaches, and organization stood right next to me, and now we're standing here today as world champions. Thank you.
You looking forward to that parade down the Canyon of Heroes?
Yes, I am. With all my teammates, we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to party.
Well, hello, Andy Pettit. How are you? Good.
Now to some tarnished heroes on the diamond. Major League Baseball expecting to suspend some of its top stars as early as today because of their connection with a lab that specialized in performance-enhancing drugs. One of the biggest names on that list, New York Yankee star Alex Rodriguez. ABC's Paula Ferris has the very latest. A lot of people watching this one closely, Paula.
Yes, they are. Good morning, Amy. ABC News has learned that Major League Baseball still plans to announce these punishments and/or suspensions simultaneously. It could happen literally at any moment. And this morning, all eyes are on the highest paid player in the game's history.
Yankees third baseman Alex Rodriguez dodged questions as he drove off in his near $500,000 car late Wednesday. The highest paid player in baseball history is continuing a rehab stint at the Yankees training facility in Tampa, hoping to get back on the field after hip surgery. But this morning, there's a chance he won't return this season, if ever. In what could be the biggest scandal in sports history, as many as 20 players, including Rodriguez, have reportedly been implicated for using performance-enhancing drugs and getting those drugs from the now defunct Biogenesis anti-aging clinic in Florida. Former league MVP Ryan Braun was the first to fall, accepting a 65-game suspension last week. But A-Rod is now at the center. Sources tell ESPN Major League Baseball now believes it has enough evidence of alleged doping by the star to impose a lifetime ban.
If they do, they know they're going to get an incredible fight with the union, and that's something that baseball is trying to avoid.
If guilty, this would be A-Rod's second offense. He famously denied doping in 2007 on 60 Minutes.
For the record, have you ever used steroids, human growth hormone, or any other performance-enhancing substance?
No.
Only to come clean to ESPN 2 years later.
I wanted to prove to everyone that, I was worth, and being one of the greatest players of all time.
Well, boys, what do you think?
That was interesting. It was
more interesting to see where this one is.
I think I'm pretty sure that was on purpose. I'm guessing he probably had expected something like that at some point.
Well, this is the first time we've seen something like this since Alex Rodriguez returned, and I think we can say with some certainty what the intent was after Dempster hit him on the 3-0 pitch. Joe Girardi livid. Ryan Dempster did not get tossed out of the game. Warnings were issued to both sides by Brian O'Nora, so Girardi's gone. A-Rod down at first base. Dempster stays. What you think, guys?
It was intentional as it gets.
Yeah. Cano running. Ground ball to short, diving stop Drew, only play to first, dug out nicely by Nava. A-Rod retired, in to score Ichiro, and the Yankees lead. Now he hits a deep drive, straightaway center field, and gone!
Did you do anything that they accuse you of doing? Nothing.
Nothing.
So you're guilty in your mind of nothing.
I feel like I should be there opening day.
Okay.
And that's what I'm working hard for.
And let's get that on the record. You say you did not do these PEDs that they're accusing you of doing.
You're correct, Mike.
Okay. Okay.
It's 2 seasons, and as Jack alluded to, 2015, a renaissance season in which he hit 33 home runs and drove in 86 runs. But this season limited to 62 games, just 9 home runs, 3 for 30 since the All-Star break. And, Flash, you see those numbers, and he used words like painful and embarrassing, and you wondered, with that on his mind and what's happened over the last month, how much that spurred him to say, Hal, I get what you're saying. Let's move on.
Yeah, I think Alex maybe never got to that point, though, Bob, to be honest with you. You listen to him, he still feels like he has something left in the tank. And, you know, there are a lot of athletes who get to the end of their run and they say, I have nothing left to give and it's time to retire. Alex has not gotten to that point mentally. So I wonder about him when he kind of gets away after Friday, has some time on his own, and then realizes, you know what, this isn't the way I thought it was going to end, and maybe we can make a change.
I've given these fans a lot of headaches over the years, and I've disappointed a lot of people. But like I've always said, you don't have to be defined by your mistakes. How you come back matters too, and that's what New York's all about.